Hello, friends and strangers, and welcome back to Hell is Us. Before we really start, I want to address one thing, and that is audio. There have been some problematic little moments that were too loud, too quiet, and part of that is on me, absolutely. This is the first time I really record something like this. This is the first time I really have to deal with audio balancing, and as you might can tell, I'm not really the greatest at it. Doesn't help that I'm sometimes just mumbling more than actually speaking loud and clearly. That part, I'm gonna file that as just like growing pains. The first step. This is something I'm doing as a passion project. I play a lot of video games all the time, and I just want to share my experiences, my fascination with the world. It's simply as that. I'm not gonna stop, and with every video I make, I will slowly but steadily learn something. The bigger problem is, in this case, the game itself. I just got to editing the first time I step into a time loop, and some issues were before that the NPCs are quiet. The sound effects, or especially in combat, are very loud. Actually, we can not this menu. I can just show it right now, the sound. We have the voice volume cranked up a lot, and I think I'm even gonna dial it up even more. And the sound effects are so loud, I'm even gonna dial that down. Maybe these two also a bit down. Hopefully that helps a bit, but sound is so much lower than the voices, and the voices are still just like only like a third of the actual volume of the sounds. And that is a bit difficult to really mix and match, but especially that time loop, that is so much louder than anything else in the game, and I don't really know what to do with it. Right now I'm just dialing it down overall. I don't really say much interesting things while I'm in there, but like, you can't hear my voice, and I do not know how to actually make this somewhat understandable what I say, while also having the time loop audio be there in the first place at all, because it is so just glaringly overshadowing everything else. And it is even a bigger issue of like, now that you've seen, well, audio is loud for voices, audio is low for sounds, for sound effects I mean. But that time loop has both, the first one that we entered in Vissa Hills, both a soldier shouting as well as gunshots, and both of them are so goddamn loud. Well, I'm like, does this both go over the same thing, or is this just mixed in such a way that now when I turn up the voices even more, that the next time loop where someone is shouting, that is going to literally like make my ears pop? Or is it going to be both louder or whatnot? I don't know. And again, I also don't really know how to handle it. So, just a little thing. I'm not gonna talk about that too much more. I'm just saying this because I really noticed how much problem the sound is, and I'm aware of it. I'm trying to do my best, but again, I have never done something like this, so amateur at work. I don't know what I'm doing yet, and I'm trying to somehow make this functioning. Back to the actual game. We have a door to open. We have found the key, the hammer, down where we had a little... I'm not sure if I should call it a boss fight, but it was definitely something. But before we're going to do that, I'm going to find all the little boxes with the limbic rods that we should now be able to open. It only was one. And we get limbic capacitor medium. That's anticlimactic. Glyph Night Fade. The terror of night enshrouds you, making you undetectable to limbic entities. for 10 seconds and for 150 limbic energy. Also limbic sphere terror. All the limbic spheres seems to have an association with them. Terror seems to be very defensive oriented. Rage seems to be very in your face, go and do damage. Grief so far has a lot of AoE abilities. And Ecstasy had, like, I don't know. Some of them had life cost, and I think the defensive gear on the Ecstasy sphere had, like, those were the ones. I can just look it up. You know I can just look at it. Yeah, while grievously wounded. Yeah, when you're low health. Literally, that feels like that is what it is. Ecstasy's thing might be being low health. And grief being AoE. I'm interested in that actually. Like, is this potentially also trying to depict these things? In a gameplay sense, like Ecstasy being on low health. If you're completely blinded by Ecstasy and potentially therefore like throwing your life away, only partying, therefore maybe also doing drugs and whatever, that like puts you in a bad place, being on low health as a way to represent that. Grief with AoE could be like, if you're only grieving, if that takes everything around your way and it drowns out everything else. It could also be like how that affects the people around you, because like if that's really something that like overcomes you completely, the people around you can't really do much to you. Even if they're there for you, that doesn't really solve it completely. You have to deal with your grief yourself. We literally had that like quote-unquote boss fight with the different stages of grief. Like, it's something you have to work through yourself, and therefore again it might just drown out everything else. Rage being directly in your face, being full on fighting, makes sense, because like if you're overcome by rage and you don't see anything, you only see red, as they say. Terror, we have the mine, we have now a stealth mode, we had a super dodge. Yeah, I don't have an idea for that one. Okay, maybe my idea is not fully holding up. Maybe I'm interpreting too much into it, but potentially it's an idea. It is an idea. That's all I'm saying. Now, where was the other one? I have one more of these to find. Found it! And we do have it. Tuning Stone. Glyph Void, Limbic Sphere Grief. You spawn a pool of melancholy, eroding limbic entities within it with grieving pain. You can collapse it at a will to inflict even greater torments. Set and trigger mechanic. 230 energy cost, passive damage, and explosion damage. Explosion damage is per second. Interesting. I want to test this. I really want to test it. Like, once we are out of the forge, I'm going back and trying different things. I just kind of hope that I can actually use them and don't have to like use a completely under-leveled weapon. We have to see how much tuning stones we have and how much XP is maybe needed to get a weapon up to at least like level 10 now. Well, back to the door. Unless we also have these now. No. We have not. Back to the door. It is. And we're back. Time to open this door. With the Hammer of Modus. That apparently is now not being used as an actual hammer, but we're just gonna leave it there as a key. I'm just saying that because, like, this is supposed to be the forge, so I'm like, why are we not using the hammer? Why are we just leaving it there? I at first thought there was platforms, but no, that's just another water wheel. Are you actually going to let me take this? Yes, you are. Here lies the first limbic anvil, the sacred anvil of Modus, and with it was forged the first stroke of our redemption. What do you mean here lies the first limbic anvil? If an inscription said here lies, that mostly means it's a grave, but you're talking about an anvil. Also seems to be made out of limbic material. So the question, what was first and how did you even forge a weapon that can kill these things that are utterly unkillable otherwise, becomes even more concerning. It's like, how did you make this anvil to forge the equipment? Sword of Grief. Well, I was thinking to maybe, potentially, actually, look if we can, like, change this great sword into something else. And now we don't need to necessarily. Grief definitely was one of the things I wanted to test out the most, so yep, we're gonna switch it over. No, that's the one we just switched over. That's... well, these are all grief, so maybe not for these. I don't know if the types of the limbic spheres you use actually affects the damage you deal. And we have not the right thing. Well, I actually wanted to talk about that, because when I looked around for the ones right now, I was like, there's the door. And I then looked at the datapad a little later and I realized, oh, there's another one that we haven't found yet. I didn't see it. Well, here it is. I just, for some reason, don't have the right limbic rod, so why did that even show? Oh, is this even another one? One way or another, we have to come back at some point. And if you're now thinking, I am not fighting them, why am I not fighting them? Because, honestly, I just want to do other things first. How loud is the water sound, honestly? Oh, suppressors for everything. That is actually remembering, making me remember, I have not used those yet. And I think, now that we see 3 enemies that are definitely all the same limbic sphere, and I'm not necessarily looking forward to fighting multiple enemies, how about we actually test this? Let's put the small ones first, but let's just actually put these suppressors on when we go into battle. Okay, of course they all have the same haste and share it. That was to be expected. I did not actually hit that one. Was what I wanted to say. That attack looks so much like a grab, but no it isn't. It's just a side slap, and it does not look like one. Well, we only got hit by the Hollow Walkers, not by the haze. I feel like music still might be a tick too loud. I'm gonna put put it down another notch. That is not the right menu for that. What I wanted to say is, well, we didn't really get hit by the haze, so unless the Hollow Walkers also deal the same quote-unquote damage type, and I only think I got hit like once or twice by the little ones, not by the bigger ones, so I wanted to figure out how good these are and if they're actually useful, and then I did the fight well enough that I didn't need it. Congratulations, you played yourself. I am very, very good at doing stuff correctly. You need something. I'm guessing you need the Keystone of Grief. It has the same symbol. But before we're doing that... Okay, the grieving one is grieving. It's crying. This one is shouting in anger. This one is happy. And oh my god, okay, that is nightmare fuel. And terror is afraid. Pretty much, yeah. So maybe my idea with terror being about fear is actually correct. Let's read this. Beyond lies the means to safeguard the future. Seek out the previous calamities, for only those who truly understand the past may enter. We got this keystone from Vitalis, who says it's the artifact from some caves that they looked at, and we had... Oh, interesting. We're gonna look at that in a moment. The Vigil found that cave, found that artifact, that keystone, and they tried to figure out what to do with it. So, was that cave one of the previous calamities? Was that like the origin point of one of the previous calamities? And that is what we're going to have to do to search the rest of Hadia, because so far we have only been like one fragment of the map, like, so to speak, one state of the country. One region, so to speak. So maybe this is like in every single one we're going to find one of the keys. Anyway. What are you? Okay, not that bad, not that good to look at from this side. Okay, at the side we can see Hollow Walkers. And we have a group of holy knights in the middle, probably the Vigil. And behind them is someone smithing on the anvil. So it's just a representation of like, this is where they made the weapons that can hurt the limbic entities. Okay, insert the key, let's see what it does.
What do you make of this?
Vitalis and the Vigil believe whatever's behind that door will end the calamity. This isn't over. We need 3 more Keystones to find out if they were right.
I'll take some pictures.
We didn't bother looking for the first forge, which was an oversight. I'll make sure they send a recovery team. We analyzed your weapons. They are far superior to our own. Your friend Victor has been very cooperative.
He knows nothing. Let him go.
We hardly touched the boy. He wasn't that hard to crack open. You and Miss Alvar, on the other hand, have a much harder shell. You didn't know. Our operatives caught up with Miss Alvar. She couldn't quite handle the drug and fell into a coma. It's an unfortunate side effect.
Torturing a kid and a woman. Congratulations, you're assholes.
Funny. I thought sociopaths didn't care about anyone.
Oh, fuck you.
You accessed some very restricted files on the Zeal server. Who was helping you? Who granted you clearance?
I'm getting to that.
Fair enough. So you found a door with a strange mechanism. What happened next?
Okay. I have what I need.
When you're finished down there, come back to the APC.
We have a lot to go through.
Let's hope Vitalis was right.
While you make your way back, I'll check the Zeal server to see if I find anything to get us started.
Okay. That was a lot. Well, that we need all 4 keys to open this, that was obvious. One thing though. We finally have a real connection to what's going on. The one who is interrogating us seems to be part of, I'm guessing, OMSIF at this point, because that's the only other group of people really seen that they are trying to fight the entities. And he says our weapons are far superior, so they really have nothing. They have no knowledge, they don't understand a thing. They are trying to. Now, for what purpose, if they also want to do good or not, that I am not sure on. He also revealed that they caught us, but Tanya was running and they caught her. We only learned that there, so at some point I guess we're gonna be split up. And they didn't look at this place. That is also interesting. Because you would assume, like, if you want to figure out someone, they already... Like he said, we didn't pay attention to the forge. Like, if you knew this was a forge of these weapons, then why the hell did you not go in here and figure out what's going on? Why did you leave this place specifically untouched? That is weird. So I think they're looking for something else then, which is why I'm not entirely trusting them. But oh well. I'm gonna take a look around this place one more time to see if there's anything that I have missed. Otherwise, we're just gonna go back up to the APC. We found one. And we don't have what we need. God dang it. Well, we have to get back here at some point. Also, quick little side note. We now have 3 investigations to go for. Searching for the Keystone of Terror, Ecstasy and Rage. And they all give us a symbol, which right now doesn't really tell us too much. We haven't really seen these symbols. Even though, that's interesting, that's the two-headed snake, two-headed serpent for Ecstasy. Rage is... Could these be people with one arm raised in a circle? Symbol of the charioteer. Maybe? And Terra is... That could be the queen of the screaming face, but it is wearing a crown. So potentially... We have an area that is somewhat snake themed, right, with Visa Hills. Definitely the serpent. There is the entire like big stone serpent. There's the door with the serpent that we don't have a key for. Again, this feels like it could be related to the queen in the tower in Sinatra Forest. This one, I don't know yet. I don't know. New info on Tanya. She took pictures of the symbols. Yeah. That's... I mean, that is information, but it's like... That's... Why is that important? I mean, I guess so that we know how the hell we look them up. Still a bit weird. I inserted the Keystone of Grief in the device and heard a mechanism that ground to a halt. I mean, yeah, because the entire thing is not finished, but it was found by the Vigil in Jumal Caves. That's the name of the caves. And it is, the Vigil believes that this mysterious artifact may hold the answer to end the calamity. Yeah, that is the thing they studied, and they thought that it could help them figure out how to save the world from the calamity. But they haven't really gone that far. They haven't really made that much progress. Which is very interesting to think about, because if these are the people that like have super knowledge and whatnot about this, like they have the Forge, they knew about certain things, the Vigil really was the secret order that tried to save us from the calamity, but they don't know everything. And now we're looking up on this Zeal server, or Zeal as they pronounce it, and hope that we can find answers on a source that, just like our interrogator said, who granted you access? I don't think we have an idea. Tanya just walked into the APC and just opened it up and was like, oh, this works, this is cool. Maybe she's hiding something from us, but I'm questioning, like, how are we supposed to suddenly actually find this? Also, we found a note here about, like, someone missing their keys, and we found LJ-covered keys. And I said something about, like, oh, are we gonna use them, or is this just, well, obviously those are the keys that the person lost, I just didn't remember at that point. But yeah, I'm questioning a bit of like how exactly will we find the answers to this. And I'm also questioning if like a very much fully rendered village or just one big building like that, if we can get there, if that is another region that we're actually going to drive to, or maybe if we're going to climb the mountains at some point. We got an achievement when we inserted the key of like Act 1 complete. So this is taking more than 12 hours. If I'm going to take that time for all the others, for all the other keys I mean. And then we probably have an actual finale at the end. I'm gonna put this game at like maybe 60 hours. So a lot more backtracking and a lot more things to figure out. Well, what do you have for us?
I found some possible leads to get us started.
Okay, you don't have full info. That's good, because I would really be questioning that.
Let me know which symbol you'd like to focus on first.
Well, again, is this the Queen? Screaming face.
What can you tell me about this symbol?
The Zeal server seemed to have an extensive list of journalists, archaeologists, and historians of Hadia. Due to their research, they were deemed persons of interest. I found a historian who could be of help. His name is Caspian Fran. He researched this symbol for his thesis. He teaches history in Talju. When Agatha and I were traveling through Hadia, the Vigil hid us in a safe house there. During our brief stay in Talju, I met Boro Juven, a local mechanic. He seemed to know everyone in town. Boro would know where Caspian lives.
Okay. That opens up a new place to explore.
Hey, what information did you find out about this symbol?
It was the symbol used by a cult in the year 853. They were called the Servants of TR. To give you an equivalent, that's like saying the Servants of Satan.
Well, yeah, that is... Snake, the serpent, means something similar to that is very obvious. But it's also very interesting that there is an actual group of people that were like calling themselves... I mean, maybe they were not open about it.
Due to the cult's rising popularity, the Inquisition of Palam was formed to hunt down its members. The Servants of TR were eventually eradicated. The Inquisition kept the only surviving copy of the cult's holy book as evidence. The book's title is the Gospel of TR. It was stored in the archives of the Patham Abbey in Akasor Marshes, the birthplace of the Inquisition. The Gospel of TR probably holds some answers, if not all of them.
Going back to Akasor Marshes. So can we just walk in there and be like, hey, we need to go into the Abbey? Can we? I don't think Captain Vast gives a damn about it. The priest doesn't hold any power. And I also don't think that Captain Vast gives a damn about what, what's her name? From the ON. Rue. Her name is Rue. I don't think he gives a damn about what she says about it. So, how are we going to get in? But still, that I think is the one that I want to focus on first.
Hey, did you find any information on this symbol?
I've got 2 leads. The first takes us into a small chapel on the grounds of the cemetery near the village of Jelgen. Why would a small chapel have this symbol above its entrance? It might be worth our while to investigate the area. The second lead is quite strange. It's the symbol of the Ministry of Cultural Primacy. They should call it the Ministry of Propaganda. They're not fooling anyone. Their offices are in Leith. Apparently, Deputy Minister Martin Rolst suggested the design. He may know about the symbol's true origins. It's up to you where you want to start. Jelgen or Leith.
I mean, charioteer definitely could be propagandistic.
Hey, Tanya, is there more information on Deputy Minister Roust?
I found a few things. Before becoming Deputy Minister, Martin Rolst was an archaeologist.
That's a career.
He discovered new evidence concerning an ancient monarch who ruled over Hadia. Rolst's file is heavily redacted, so I can't tell you which monarch it was.
Could be the queen, could be the king we also heard about.
The best thing we can do is go to Leith and talk to Rolst himself.
Yes, because we somehow are just going to get an interview with a minister. New area, Talju. New area, Leith. And Jelgen. Do we have something for research? We do. The pistol is not for us.
Nice find. Let's run it through the database.
Garion Yankel's pistol. Oh, the serial number of this pistol matches the sealed police records concerning Garion Yankel's suicide. In the spring of 1982, an emergency news bulletin was broadcast that would shock the nation. Garion Yankel had fatally shot himself in his private estate on Lake Cynon. The public, as well as the entire bureaucratic establishment, were blindsided, and the country quickly fell into chaos. Public information pertaining to the incident was extremely limited. The sentiment among the general population tended towards disbelief, and that perhaps something more sinister was at play. Well, I mean, how the hell did this end up here? And it has a specific symbol on it. Remember, it has the symbol of the eye on it. So that's kinda interesting.
Interesting find. Let's see what the server can tell us about it.
Guild of Lucidity Sketchbook. This tome, written in the old tongue, belonged to a scholar from the Guild of Lucidity circa 600 AD. It records the discovery of a large monolith unearthed at an ancient holy site. On it was carved a crude map depicting the location of the fabled Eye of God beneath what appeared to be Mount Obek. This was the first definitive evidence that the Guild had found that pointed to the physical existence of the Eye. The map would prove instrumental to the Guild in their search for and eventual rediscovery of the long-lost Eye of God. So impactful was the revelation that the Guild renamed themselves the Order of the Eye. Interesting.
I found a vault of forbidden knowledge in the Visser Hills.
We searched the vicinity of the waterfall. Okay, with how much I didn't see the first one, I'm heading to Visser Hills and going to figure out if I actually completely missed that one. If I don't find it, it will be cut.
I am no longer your enemy.
Why the sudden change of heart?
Some new information has come to light, and as a consequence, it has dramatically changed my perspective.
I can smell the bullshit from here.
As a show of good faith, I'm sending you a code. You will be able to access more information on the Zeal server. That is all I can do for now. I will contact you again as soon as I can.
I don't like it.
It might be a kill switch, but I created a back door in case they tried shutting us down. Access code received. Shall we? I am curious to know if we have a new friend.
You didn't trust her a second ago.
It's not about trust. We're calling a bluff.
You know more about this stuff than I do. It's your call.
Her code is legit. We didn't need it. I already bypassed most of their security systems. It seems we have a new friend.
Okay. That's... I expected to have the confrontation with that woman. I also expected her to be part of OMSIF, potentially. And the the person who is interrogating us also to be part of that. But now I'm like, well, what if they're not? Because if she's now helping us, why would we be at some point be apprehended by them later? Well, there's still a lot of game to go. Maybe certain things just happen. Do we want to... Use? Oh my god, I don't want to... Oh my god. Well, we found a place that I definitely did not look at before. God dang it. I need to be more observant. And there is a door. And we have to look up what the code was. Because I do not remember. And it was in... It is in research. It's this actually. Okay. We're gonna note that down for a moment. I do find it very interesting that these are combinations of both the limbic spheres and the other symbols, that we still don't have a full understanding or explanation what they actually are. I mean, yes, every symbol has a thing. It's mentioned in the Watcher's Nest. We could just go there and look it up. But, I mean, the other 4 symbols are the limbic spheres. What are these for? What do they really stand for? Are they just, like, specific kinds of virtues that are important to the vigil? Or are there something else? Painting Lady Marguerite. A faded painting depicting Lady Marguerite, mother of Argyle, found in the Vault of Forbidden Knowledge in Vista Hills. We heard that name before. And she seems to be positioned in a place that looks like it is made out of limbic material. And at the top there is, I don't have a better description, hollow walkers dancing? They all seem to like be jubilant, raising their hands above and maybe only be on one leg. This is interesting. This is the lady that we read about from one of the cities, I think it was Trisk, that she might be the one responsible for all the underground networks and things like that to connect the country. So this is very interesting to see her depicted in this way with, again, the hollow walkers on... Oh, yeah, it's the underground network. The hollow walkers on top, the hollow walkers on the earth. And they're hiding down there. Okay, that makes more sense. Glyph, Void, Enhanced. Limbic Sphere Grief. We have it already. We have it rank 1. Spawn a pool of melancholy, eroding limbic entities within it with grieving pain. You can collapse it at will to inflict even greater torments. That reminds me, I have not yet used this. The Unbound Delusion, Passive Relic, Madman's Essence. Unfetter your mind, increasing limbic energy but reducing damage. I mean, if you don't use the abilities that do damage like I do, and you use like the dodge or invisibility that the Terrorsphere has, this is probably amazing for that, because you don't care about the damage then. Glyph, Animosity, Enhanced. Actually, I don't think I need to read these again, because I have these. We read them already. It's just more like, hey, you have a rank 2 now. Parchment, Anticipation. An ancient parchment describing the anticipation felt nearing the completion of a grand project. Oh. Is it the thing I keep calling the astral lab? The big globe-like thing with many different spheres and little mechanical things in it. Our ominous shroud is immense. How it even stands upright is unknown to me. Our calculations must not have been in vain, but perhaps it is truly Sephiroth's hand that promptly guided our machinations. The device latches and twirls around the sphere. It is indeed most impressive. So much effort, many have died or disappeared in its making. I pray for them all, and I thank them. Great name. Jish and Haas have been atop the last walkway for the past day. Even if they shout, we cannot hear them from below. Such is the soaring height of our invention. They are effecting some final adjustments with the artisan auric palettes. The time draws anxiously close. It has been so many years, so many failures and successes, but here we are, will it work? Scholar Haas, the second of its name. Huh, interesting. You're reporting about yourself? Or about the other one, the first of its name, I guess? So, Eminous Shroud. I think that's what we're gonna call it now. That is probably the thing. And with what they just said, I at one point was like, how big is the thing? Well, now we know that it is ginormous. And I have the feeling we're gonna find it somewhere in the game. Pendant of Ecstasy, Battle Bliss. While grievously wounded, strikes against you will reduce the damage you take. Seems to have the normal damage absorption and endurance bonus and protection bonus 15% for 5 seconds. Wait, while grievously wounded, strikes against you will reduce the damage you take. So, while I am on low health, if I get hit, I will now take less damage. I guess this activates when you block the hit. It just says strikes against you. It doesn't say you actually have to take damage. Maybe even if you parry, but like... this doesn't seem worth it. I don't know. Letter, a spy's insight. An ancient letter reporting progress on the search for Origa Museum. Found in a vault of forbidden knowledge. For General Orca's eyes only. We continue the search for the fabled Origa Museum, yet, as of this moment, naught has been found. The intelligence extracted from the squire of House Astor, through methods both unkind and thorough, proved to be naught but deception. His words led us straight into yet another labyrinthine folly, one of the countless quarries and subterranean hollows hewn by the legions of Lady Marguerite's miners, diggers, and madmen. A fool's errand, wrought of lies, the squire has been executed for his deceit. The search endures, yet doubt creeps into my mind. Perhaps this supposed museum is but a phantom, woven from trickery by the late and loathsome Lord Astor, or worse, by his accursed twin progeny. I shall press on, but I do not like the scent of this hunt. May the scholars and his eye be with you. J.J. Zillian, Spymaster of the 3rd Full Guard Vanguard. Interesting. The Full Guard were not happy with the labyrinth of Lady Marguerite? Huh. Or maybe they just normally didn't really have to do with that because they are the Full Guard. They're not the normal people that was actually made for. Like those labyrinthine tunnels and stuff, they were probably to protect the normal citizens and not necessarily for like the actually very good at fighting like knights and soldiers. Glyph Rupture Enhanced. Rupture is energy swells around you and erupts in an embrace that damages all nearby limbic entities. I'm not sure if we had this... Well... that is what we can look up. First of all, we can look up this. And not this one, not this one. The new one, though. This one. Yes, we have a newer one of this. And then, of course, we can look at here. And no. No, that's not the same symbol. Rapture. No. No, we do not. Interesting. So, energy swells around you and erupts in an embrace that damages all nearby limbic entities. Can charge it. Costs 240 energy. That's a bit on a higher scale. The damage goes up quite significantly with charging. If I find a weapon or if I upgrade a weapon of ecstasy, this could be quite good. Again, if we can change this greatsword, maybe we make an ecstasy greatsword. I'm very okay with that. Oh, we have new information. Oh, it's the information that Tanya just told us. Yep. That will be much more relevant when we actually get to those places. It doesn't really hold any direct knowledge for us right now. We just heard all that. Well, I said I want to check out Pathom Abbey, so let's do that, shall we? I have no idea how we get in, but Captain Vass and the priest are the two most likely candidates to tell us something, so we'll be back in Akasa Marshes. Before we go back, I just looked at it for a moment and I said like, this might be useful for if you don't really use damaging abilities, but the passive relic we just found, no, it's melee damage minus 25%. That's not even that ridiculous. But instead we get limbic bar size plus 100%. We get double the energy. This is actually up for consideration. But I think the damage bonus after parry is just so ridiculous that But just looking at these two, I'm like, okay, these are good. These are very powerful. Like, yo. Let's see what we can find later. Maybe... I don't know, maybe we find enough abilities that I'm actually willing to forgo the parry bonus and just go all abilities. But yeah, I said back to Akasa Marshes, even though that's the boring one, but I also want to visit Victor. Because I want to know, can we change our sword? Can we... Well, do we have
Welcome back.
more stuff for you?
Let me know if you need any repairs or
Oh. Well, spoilers. Apparently Abbot Jafar has something happened to him.
Do you know where Abbot Jafar is?
Captain Voss and a few of his soldiers took Abbot Jafar away. I overheard them saying that they were taking him to the Pathom Abbey.
Well, we know where that is.
Where is the Abbey?
The Pathom Abbey is southeast of Jova. It's across the marsh nestled atop a rocky plateau.
Okay. Well.
Let's get those weapons serviced.
Didn't we get a new... Yes.
Oh, nice. I'll be able to improve your weapons even more now.
Imbue defensive gear up to grade 3. Upgrade weapons to grade 5. Weave limbic consumables of good quality. Okay. So... we need more bigger shards for these, so we can't upgrade them. But we only can upgrade them. We can't, like, revert them. That's... I'm gonna be honest, that is a little bit disappointing. We can upgrade the Sword of Grief, and I don't see why not.
I've outdone myself this time.
Because right now I'm using that. For the defensive gear, I'm a bit worried. Because some of them are not that interesting. This one is just nice to just not get hit that hard. As long as
Talus would be proud.
Kind of full health. I don't think like I really care about this one. I could absolutely switch to something else. With how much damage I take, I'm even thinking about maybe this is a good idea.
I'm getting good at this.
Like less stamina cost just because I get hit is probably not the worst idea. With how, well, not perfect I have been playing so far.
Need upgrades?
But yeah, consumables, infused shards is just changing them. Can we... well, we need big shards to make big shards. We need the neutral shards to make the rage ones. Okay, how much do we need for the sword? We We need 50. And we have 16. I mean, we can make it.
Here.
And if it is a system that the game gives you, then maybe just make it. But now I don't have enough normal. Okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. And this is... I just want to look at... Like, where did we get, for example, like... We have enhanced here. And there is the normal rupture. Oh, okay, that is how they are. So these are the normal ones, and then we have the enhanced. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have the normal rupture. Now, have I missed it, or is it somewhere where I just couldn't get yet? Maybe it's a reward for a quest I haven't done. We shall see. But yeah, I didn't even realize this. He is not here. Actually, I have something I want to test. Well, okay, she's not here. Nothing to test. We have, however, sheet music if you were also not here. Okay. Well, we're getting to the Abbey, and if we're getting meat there, as I'm just assuming we will, we're gonna return here anyway for the one guy who has the keys for Captain Vass's office. So we're gonna be here anyway. And now we want to go there, but I think we have to go over here to get there. Huh. These have not respawned. Were they connected to the time loop? But like, there's an entire group of them over there. Okay, you are alone. I want to fight you for one simple reason. Nope, they are still the small shards. So that's not why we don't have them here. That they have been replaced by better enemies. Or maybe they have. I see a haze in the background. Also something glowing and burning. Oh god, please don't be a freaking pile of burning corpses. And there we can. Are you gonna let us? Or are you gonna be angry? You're nice! That one isn't. That one is new. That one wasn't here before. Yeah, we summoned it at our position. Not entirely how that was supposed to go. God damn it. Okay, you're fast now. I kind of want to know if these are also down. Yeah, they have multiple. What were they called? Not toughness bars, but I want to call them that right now. Yeah, that definitely is a tier 2 haze. Oh, my drone has been disabled. Interesting. There's a weird delay between when the prompt shows up and when you can actually, like, take it. I don't know. The criticals feel really clunky, also because they kind of just disable your lock-on. Time loop. A new time loop that goes down into the ground. Interesting. So yeah, these are new enemies. We're back at the start of the area, but you can't block that apparently. But yeah, these are medium shards, so we got better, stronger enemies. I'm just going over here to figure out if you are also time loop guardians. Nothing quite super... Oh, it's a damage over time effect. You can see it. They have like a bleed symbol. Yay, time loop guardian. Okay. They were necessary for that. Oh, I just realized... Oh no. Time loops are a moment of terrible things happening, and I just made a comment about a pile of corpse. Oh god, no. There is no happiness here. I have said it before, I'll say it again, there is no happiness here, but like, gee Jiminy Christmas, do we have to go this far? Ow. Oh my... You're just... Did you just laugh at me? Or is that something we hear behind the walls? Can we change the lock onto this thing? I don't know. Sometimes the controls in-game are a bit clunky. But yeah, the new enemies, they appeared because a new time loop appeared. That actually makes sense, kind of. That's like, I would say it's an interesting way of making use again of old areas, to reuse them this way, to be like, yeah, big things happen and that's why new enemies are spawning. And since that is the lore of it, the enemies spawn based off like human emotions. Why not? It makes sense. It's of course very tragic and good God. You are a menace. Freaking ranged enemies. Nope, not with this weapon. You're not fast enough after an attack to also just press dodge. Or block to parry, like you're not. Well, not after 2 hits, in that specific instance at least. Can you calm down? Can we come up? Are you stuck? Well, we have this. That does not jump up there. Okay, we can hit you, so... Or not. Huh. I mean... I can do that. But this feels very much not intended. That feels like a terrible, terrible bug that might ruin someone else's game. Okay, this is books. That's still bad, but it's at least not people. Yeah, this thing is laughing at you. Well, I mean, it is ecstasy. I guess that makes sense. Ecstasy is an expression of happiness. Well, I have a feeling we're gonna come back to that place and actually figure out how we can access it. Also test, can the fire burn us? No. But yeah, Vaz and the soldiers just marched in here, took everything these people had from the abbey and just burned it. And you look very much not happy about it. What? Doing terrible things to you, now got some kind of karmic justice out of it? Now you spawned some monsters that did even worse things to you? Actually, probably no. They probably just directly killed you. They didn't torture you and burned your beliefs right in front of you. Actually, you deserve it.
Vass and the others, the monsters were everywhere. I don't even know how I made it out. Don't go in there. Run as far away as you can.
No. I need... Well... We don't entirely know what we need to get to the key. Maybe the key is just at the bottom of this entire area. We're just going down to the ground. The time loop is underground. We saw that from the time loop guardian, that it's essence like... Oh my god. I'm trying to log onto you. You weird... Okay, I don't know how to describe this form. What is this? It's not a cube. It's not just like a pillar. It's... Well, you have pillars inside you. I guess it is mostly a pillar. How to describe these enemies is something that is definitely beyond me. This is the key with the rose, right? Yeah, this does not work because it is the one we have to deliver to the one person who lost it. Still have no key for that. Well, let's step into it. A wonderful, wonderful journey of seeing more people dead, probably some people tortured, probably sometimes even worse things, and whatever the hell you actually did to cause the time loop for these things to appear. What did you do? Okay, we just saved and this looks like a... This looks like an arena. I am not fully happy with that. Oh, you just have two. Oh, gosh. Golly, are we happy about that? No, you don't have two. Oh my god, you have two. Here. Take damage over time. I'm gonna be adjusting music all throughout this now. This is not the right menu. When will you learn? But that was a bit loud. I don't know. It still feels a bit too loud compared to voices. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get this correct. There's nothing more here. I guess maybe something here? No. Okay. I gotta be honest about the enemies though. I don't really like the focus on groups of enemies. Well, they seem to mostly be the soldiers. Where's the other people? Do I want to know? Like, an honest question, do I want to know? Because I honestly feel like no. Oh. Well, we can go back there, so... Doesn't seem like we can go... There is no drop attack. How? Oh my god. This game is so freaking good. Why did I not get any healing for that? Whatever. But like, I had no stamina and I just panic dodged and it worked. Because just because you don't have stamina doesn't mean you can't do things. They are just slower. Honestly, I like that. It's a great, interesting idea to make it still punishing if there's the time limit. Still punishing if you do things, so to speak, wrong. If you don't watch your stamina, you can still absolutely maneuver yourself into a terrible, terrible situation that will make you absolutely just regret what you just did and completely destroy you. But you're not completely just shafted by it. It's not like, oh, you did make a mistake, now suffer for it. Why did I do it? Well, I was too slow, too fast on that one. Goodness gracious. Ow. Oof. Well, I kind of want to now also look for the other side, but I'm not sure that we're actually able to enter it. Limbic Rod Terror Z. Limbic Chess, Akasa Eastern Ruins. Okay. I said it. Time loop loud. We're gonna go in. I will try.
TR! Look upon us! As your will be done!
Oh. Can we actually... Okay, how do we get out now? Can we...
As your will be
do we have to just...
Obviously, you didn't die. Concentrate and start over.
I haven't found a better way to get out of that, so we don't have the right prism. Well, okay. Sure. Fine. But like, what do you do in that moment? I tried it in the first one to like really walk around, but there wasn't anything that really helped with trying to figure out how to get out of it again. door over there that we could maybe we come out of it later to come back here. But I guess we have to first take this route to find the prism, or maybe something else, maybe answers at what's going on. I do, however, want to say something about that. So what has happened, what has caused the time loop, is not the soldiers doing something. And based on interpretation of the limbic spheres, I'm guessing that these are two people ritualistically taking their own lives for something they believe in, which could be potentially considered to be ecstasy, which was also the, like if we look at it in our data log, the keystone of ecstasy, the symbol is yellow, which is the sphere of ecstasy also is yellow. The two-headed snake, the two-headed serpent, TR is potentially, well, somewhat connected to the limbic sphere of ecstasy, and I'm just very interested about that also for the other time loops, if some of them are also like more towards one of the specific spheres or not. But I'm also interested of like, why did these people in this abbey actually do something like that? Well, maybe we get some answers from our good buddy here.
Thanks, Setherus. You found me, my son.
Are you okay?
I'm unscathed. Setherus has gazed upon me this day. It's a miracle I'm still breathing.
Yeah, I'm actually more interested in like what happened and how did this happen. Like, what happened we just seen, okay, cool, but like, why did these people do that when the soldiers came here, and what happened to the soldiers? Like, did they all just get killed by the limbic entities? And also, if that is the case, did the people who did this, who caused the time loop, did they actually know what they were doing? Because that brings up a lot of questions. So, tell me, what do you have to do with this?
The holy passages, the warnings, it's all true. Demons walk amongst us, my son. I've been praying and hiding here since I saw them.
What happened here?
Captain Voss. He brought me here to make sure I bear witness to my lies. His men discovered an ancient door. I had never seen it before in all my years living at the Abbey. They couldn't break through. The door was too thick. Voss and his men blew it open. When the smoke cleared, that's when the demons came out. It was as if TR himself had swallowed me. I saw him, Voss. He was the first to fall prey to the demons. I ran as fast as I could and came here to hide.
Okay, Voss said that he... Well, did he say? No, yeah, he said it, that he thinks there is something hidden in the Abbey. He was assured that there's treasure. So a big door that you can't open, I guess he expected it to be some kind of vault for treasures. And he just came to take it by force, but... That's interesting, and you did not know anything about this door. That's also interesting.
I'm looking for the Gospel of TR. Do you know where it is?
I know the book you were inquiring about. I've never read it and wouldn't go near it. A book with that symbol on its cover needs to be avoided. Time and humidity had caught up to it. Despite what may be written inside, the book is considered heritage and thus protected by law. It was our duty to send it to the National Library in Leith, which has an excellent book restoration department.
Ah, so we're gonna get it and then we have to take it somewhere else probably. But yeah, why is this thing still here then if it was supposed to be sent there? So that, are these people just maybe because of the war desperate enough to now believe potentially, even though they are kind of demonic texts or something, but maybe they seek, well, out of desperation, help from some other source and were therefore willing to do this?
It is happening. TR's demons are here. His curse is upon us, my son. May the eye of God protect us. This is our doing. Our sinful emotions gave them the means to enter our world. TR will wrap his coils around Hadia, keeping us trapped here like rats. We must stop the spread of destructive emotions, but I scarcely know where to begin.
Yeah, how do you stop emotions? Oh, that's a different... The National Library in Leaf is a different new area, so we're not gonna have Leaf as one big area, we have it as multiple little pieces. Well, interesting once we get there to figure out how that connects, or doesn't. 2 more of these, we now only need 1 more to open the door. That's going to be interesting. I was gonna say, like, isn't this the exact same room? And didn't I also... Yeah, but we came from up here. I was losing my mind. I was like, how the... What? How did this happen? So, this is the... Oh, I didn't really see this. This is the door they blasted open. I just saw all of this and I was like, yeah, there's a door that's a bit weird. And then there's a time loop. I didn't really pay it attention, but like, yeah, this is the door they blasted open. So maybe this time loop is ancient? So it's not the people here that did it. The time loop is from long time ago, potentially. Maybe I have said it, I don't know. But I thought of like, why does this like look so much different when we saw the time loop in... Well, at the bottom of the forge, where we had that little encounter with the, I don't know, grief mini-boss. These swirly rings, they are much thicker on these than they are on, well, our original Bob the time loop. And I was questioning, like, what does this have to do with it? Is this time loop stronger because it is made out of stronger emotions, or is it because it is like older or something? With this thing potentially being ancient, I think the idea that it is older could become more correct. I don't know, we need still probably more information, but yeah, we can't get past it to that item that's behind it. We need to actually close it, and we don't have the thing we need. So much for discovering meat on our way here, so... Still nothing to that. We also don't have the book yet. We need to go somewhere else entirely in this whole place to actually get somewhere. This didn't really help us in any way. Like, we have some information now, we have some little tidbits of new things where we can go, but we don't have the actual items we need. Can we somehow get to the upper parts of the abbey? Can we potentially get in the front? I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but maybe we can like squeeze through? No. Absolutely not.
Vass and the others, don't go in there.
Huh. So didn't really help that much. Like, but also Voss and his soldiers didn't really do that in my eyes. I mean, they burned the books. That's bad. But that's also all they really did. They went in, vandalized the place a bit, broke open that one door, and then just boom. Now everybody is dead because behind that door was a literal army of limbic entities. That is... I mean, again, like, he kind of deserves it for what he has done. He and his soldiers. But it's just not really... I mean... Is it a satisfying conclusion? No, not at all. Like, one kind of terror has been replaced with another that is much more all-encompassing and even bigger. That's not necessarily a good thing to happen. But since that didn't give us anything to go on directly, I guess we just have to go to other places now and then come back to solve the time loop. What do the soldiers that are still here have to say about this, actually? I want to check on them. I want a little bit of information. You're still here. Hello.
Voss left me in charge while he's at the Abbey. I have to finish sorting through this junk. Gotta make room for the good shit. I can't wait to see what they bring back.
They don't even know what's happening yet. You have no idea that, like, your entire group of people is dead. Well, that's kind of just sad.
This is the life, man. You know what's exhausting?
And you don't say anything new.
Move along.
Good. Okay. Few other things to check potentially. One I am interested in is... You have... Oh wow, you're like, oh, I can't believe they left the dog alone. Well, you did too. Dog collar. With the name Max engraved. Obtained when freeing a dog in Jova. Man's best friend, yeah. Are you following us? No. I guess the... Well, I don't know how we wanted to, like, take the dog around with us, but I guess it's a video game, so he teleports to his collar. And we're gonna bring that collar to the owners that are still in... Well, potentially at the little camp at the mine in Vissa Hills. Well, this has been tragic. And without... I mean, we have a new place to go to figure this out, but, like, that's kinda it. Like, nothing has been solved in that. It's just like, yep, everything went terrible. Do you have something to say to Voss and his men moving out?
Without you and Victor, I'd be a goner. No. See, I can't...
Well... I guess we're just gonna do some quick things.
How can I help?
Well, now that I can upgrade it, I want to upgrade my weapon that I use the most.
I'm getting good at this.
And now to upgrade it again, I need the same amount of shards again. Oh god. Yeah, we can't like upgrade them in the into the next tier or something. That's a little bit annoying. Actually, can we also upgrade the sword? The other sword? No. We don't have large shards of grief. We mostly just got shards of ecstasy from most of those entities. Okay, time to deliver a dog collar, probably with a dog attached. Maybe? Well, here we are.
My poor Max. I pray to set.
And I forgot again that we have to trade.
Oh, you freed Max! Oh, my sweet baby boy. 1,000 blessings upon you, stranger. Oh, I feel like a huge weight has been lifted, although I still harbor a great deal of guilt. Maxie means the world to me. I do hope he'll find his way to some happiness.
Gotta be honest, I kind of hoped we would actually deliver the dog to him. Because, like, yes, the dog is free, but it's still just like... Wouldn't it be better to have you reunited? You seem to really care about him.
The others left with that young... No,
Okay.
no.
You have nothing more to say.
Remember,
Have I helped enough Hadians?
the bare minimum will only get you so much.
But it does do something. Glyph, eager embrace. Ecstasy. You traverse space at elated speed and embrace a targeted limbic entity, leaving it stunned with overwhelming euphoria. Stun duration 2 seconds, max teleport range 20 meters. Interesting. It doesn't do damage, so it's... You teleport forward and stun something. I mean, it's, I guess, a bit like the weird lasso ability that I don't use anymore. Well, onwards to new places. Since we were on this journey, I'm going to go to the National Library. Well, that's a definite shift in atmosphere. I think we're here at a very bad time. Goodness gracious, that is loud. I mean, I don't know what I expected. But I expected a bit more of a place where people are still alive. Do you know who your neighbor is? In a safe we don't have a code for. Well, let's look around and see what we can find. No. Would have been really, really strange if that worked. I'd have been really surprised. Oh, of course, none of you is actually dead. You're just... You're swindling. God. The damage increase after parry is even more, like, noticeable on the smaller weapon. Because that one doesn't hit that hard normally, and now it's like, holy, it does. But having those here already is just like, well... Most of this probably got destroyed by actual war. But anybody who did survive is probably now dead thanks to the limbic entities. OMSIF, Deployment Order, National Library. Deployment Order OMSIF Alpha 05, January 9th, 1993. Holy. Alpha Commander Christabel. Subject suspected SSE. Target National Library, City of Leaf, Gehenia. Objective Standard Protocol Alpha. Locate and contain reported anomaly. Investigate origin and evolution of site. Collect and catalog relevant materials. A true new drone module. Entropic Field Elite. Unit emits a resonant wave of high frequency limbic particle capable of shattering proximate limbic projectiles. Oh! So, like, it's a shield against ranged attacks. Well, I do say a lot of time that I'm annoyed at the ranged enemies, so the game answered. Maybe I should actually equip that and see how good it does. It is also the first drone module we have of rank 2. It also... No. These all have somewhat short cooldowns. Wait a moment. It has a cooldown of 1.5 minutes and a duration of 120 seconds. Its duration is longer than the cooldown. Oh, time reduction per hit probably of the duration. So you can only get like hit like 10 times. It's not like an complete 120 seconds absolute invulnerability to ranged attacks. That makes a bit more sense. Still, we'll test. Also, OMSIF is here to contain the anomaly. That is also what the first report that we found in Sonata Forest said. So I guess OMSIF are supposedly the good guys. They're trying to contain. They're trying to... Well... Goodness gracious. But something else is still going on. Like, you're not just fighting these things, because artillery fire probably doesn't do anything to them. Note, cryptic clue, L6, the truth will set you free. We had another one like that, that was like L1, the truth is in front of you. What are these for? No, it was N1. N1L6. N1L6. Honestly, it's a bit bizarre seeing these things just occupy normal hallways. Can we... Video game logic. No, you cannot break the glass, even though it is already half broken. You have to go through this door. That does not open from this side. Because of course it does. Okay, place to go. I want to explore upstairs first. Because we have another door that I haven't even tried. Does not open from the side. Gee! Okay, question though. Is the war still going on with the entities running rampant? Because honest opinion, that sounds like an absolute terrible combination. I mean, yes, the war is going on, but I mean, like, is it going on right now, or are these some stupid idiots that try to kill the entities? That's not necessarily better. Well, no clue what this is. It is the staff room. So, if we find a staff room code, then we know where to use it. Ew. Poor person. Also perfect on my part. I heard it, I walked around the corner with the guard raised high, and then the perfect moment that the enemy did the attack, I was like, nah, I'm gonna stop. That is how you do good. Is that a helicopter? Well, I mean, stealing from the military is probably one of the dumbest things you can do. No matter the circumstance, you should not. Those are not people that will be like, oh yeah, it was a prank, we're just gonna let you go. Those are people that will just, well, be a bit more extreme in their reaction. Also, this is a bookstore. And that is the same book as that one. And it is again there, over there. And there. I don't know. My OCD is just like, order these. Like, good God. The Quill and the Pyre, the legacy of Sabin Gao. In 400 AD, one man dared to defy the divine as famine gripped the land and the poor suffered beneath the gilded weight of the illegate conclave. Sabin Gao, an erudite and reformist, put ink to parchment and changed the course of history. His thesis, a searing indictment of the conclave's corruption, demanded the separation of faith and power, an idea both revolutionary and heretical. His works ignited a movement, birthing the Sabinian faith and shattering the iron grip of the Palomist priests. Yet the flames of reform came at a terrible cost. What began as a call for justice unraveled into a war that spanned generations, drowning Hadia in blood for 2 centuries. Though Sabin Gao never wavered in his convictions, he carried the weight of the suffering that followed. Was he the herald of enlightenment or the author of an unending war? The Quill and the Pyre explores the life of a man who challenged the gods and paid the price. Oops, sorry. Well, we've already heard something about the reform, but yeah, for that person specifically, how must that feel? Knowing that you probably only meant well, Or you just were like, well, this should be different, and then like, boom. You have completely just split your entire society, and now we have things like this happen. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna get jump scared by these things. Polaroid. A black and white Polaroid picture of a group of people. Probably... Oh. Well, that is probably an actual picture of certain things. Maybe? Interesting. We do not have a code. Okay. What is this room called? It's computer room D. Wow. Such nuance, such interest. Oh no, that's where we came from. That's the wrong way. We need to go... Well, we can jump down. I kinda want to. But I first want to... Okay, we can also go here. Haha! I am okay, does it work against those? Oh my god, it does. Do the big one! No. The one where you like do 50 bajillion projectiles. Oh my god, they can't do anything. Huh. That attack is not a melee and a ranged attack. I just hit him. I didn't block any of that. This shield just says no to these enemies. I feel like I found something that kind of breaks the game. But I'm also just like, screw those enemies. Thank you. I have not used those limbic batteries. And I do use the skills all the time. So I feel like they're not that important. Embry Hall. Does it open? No, of course not. Why would it? This probably also doesn't. Yeah, of course not. And this needs a key. We're gonna use this just for shits and giggles, but it will probably... yeah. Again, that is the key that we should return, so it will never work, but I will still use it on everything I can. Why? I don't know. Maybe at some point I will do that with another item and it will actually do something. Would be funny. Okay. There is a safe here, so... I want to go down because I'm pretty sure that if we go back around, the room we can drop into from the helicopter room is the Embry Hall. Hello! I have not brought presents. Or maybe I have. Oh my god. There are so many of these and they just didn't all react. Don't get the difference again. It said something about like maybe the other one is good, but like the parry damage is so insane. You need to hit one, and then just for a good chunk of time you're just so much more powerful. That was not the right time. That was. Are we done? Don't want any surprises. We can probably open all the doors. And then we're gonna go through the entire room with everything. Glyph, Shriek of Terror, enhanced. Terrifying energy deepens and surges forward, wrecking all limbic entities in its path with dreadful pain. I think we had that before? I am not entirely sure. The Loblina Alliance, a book explaining the events leading to the creation of the Loblina Alliance in 734 AD. The year 734 AD saw a sweeping change in the political landscape of Hadia. The theocratic Illigat conclave was abolished to make way for the secular Loblina Alliance. God, some of these words are just not necessarily words you use in everyday life, and sometimes I'm really struggling. For centuries, Hadians had suffered under the oppressive thumb of theocrats. The rise of Sabinism saw that the Palomist conclave no longer represented the interests of the people. Religious tensions were at an all-time high, with revolts erupting across the region. From the ashes of the overthrown theocracy, an alliance blossomed between the most influential noble houses. The country would be split into provinces. Argola, Umbrahan, Yehenia, and Asteria were partitioned and placed under the rule of House Argau, Umbra, Jehan, and Asta, respectively. Now that's probably also where they got their names from. No longer would the people of Hadia be ruled by theocratic tyrants. But maybe potentially you switch one tyrant for another? Is that where that story is going to go? Goodness gracious.
Here I am at the National Library. I should be doing research for the story, but my mind is elsewhere. All I can think about is the recent disappearances. One journalist is a tragedy. 2, a curious coincidence. 3, that's a pattern. I have a responsibility to protect my family. They didn't choose to pursue this story. I did. I can't put them at risk by continuing to dig into this. I can't help but feel that I'm betraying my integrity as a journalist. The truth deserves to be heard. I can only hope that someone braver than I can expose it.
You're not talking about what exactly the truth is, though. I mean, could just be something about the war, that some propaganda might not be correct. It's propaganda and it's not talking completely in facts, and some things are much worse than people say. That's probably more what it is. Lady Marguerite, Scandal and Steel. Revered for her wisdom and feared for her iron will, Lady Marguerite reshaped Argola's justice system by creating the Solozna Watch in 807 AD, an elite guard sworn to uphold peace and arrest those who dared commit violence. And when she appointed the captain of her personal guard as its first leader, whispers of a forbidden romance spread like wildfire through the court. Was their bond truly one of duty, or did Lady Marguerite's heart betray the crown? Accused of elevating her alleged lover to a position of unmatched power, she faced both political upheaval and personal disgrace. Lady Marguerite, Scandal and Steel unravels the truth behind the legend, exploring the fine line between devotion and treason in a time when power was as perilous as love itself. Or that was a rumor because some people may not have liked her, which in this kind of story I can see be much more likely. Historical Leaf, City of Wonder. Few cities in Hadia can boast of such a robust cultural heritage as Leaf. Details are scant, but historians believe the city was founded in the year 537 AD. What do you mean believe? You're like, oh, such a robust cultural heritage. We believe it was founded in this year. That is a contradiction already, isn't it? Anyway, Leaf quickly became a haven for those fleeing religious persecution due to its founding principles that promised freedom and liberty for all. A promise that persists to this day. During the next 2 centuries, Leaf would become the most populous city in the nascent country. The fledgling noble house ruling the city would see their influence proliferate rapidly, and so House Jihan was born. Leaf would remain their seat of power until the creation of the Lublina Alliance in the 8th century. I don't know, that just feels weird of them being like, yes, this is definitely like one of the greatest city, robust history and whatnot. We believe it was founded. It's like, what do you mean? That is like directly telling us you have no clue about this city. Let me guess, this needs a password. No, it does not. National Library Employee Terminal File Directory Suspicious Activity Roderick Young 23 days ago. To Marisha Kemp. Have you noticed some of the other employees have been acting odd around us lately? I think something illegal is going on right under our noses. I don't trust them one bit. I'm going to secure the locker room until I figure out what's up. If they want access, they can come to one of us to let them in. The new code is 5055. You and I are the only ones who know it. Locker room. We had a staff room. Is that the one you... I should be used to it by now, but I am not. Because I'm thinking about things and then the game is just like, also, have you forgotten, we are still at war. Here's the next bang. And I'm like, thank you for reminding me. I didn't need that, actually. I'm quite okay without that. Where was the staff room? Well, would be nice if this was actually them calling it the staff room, not the locker room. To make sure that everybody understands what's really going on. Gotta be honest, the overall efficiency of the grief abilities is not that big. Like, yeah, it's some damage, but like, if we compare that to just hitting them normally, I'm not sure if they are really that great. Well, at least that one wasn't that great. Maybe I find better uses for them. One medkit. Note blackmailed. A note acquiescing to blackmail demands found in a locker at the National Library. Leave. Lock, you're a son of a bitch and you know it. We both agreed to the deal. I already paid you in full. Now you threaten to report me. For what? You have no honor, you greedy bastard. Here are the keys to my car. It's the red and blue SUV. You will find your payoff in the trunk. I expect my ID cards to be delivered promptly. I don't know why I trusted a Sabinian. Here's hoping I never have to deal with your kind again. Well, there's the car keys for the one car. No. Which we're going to check out because it's literally right around the corner. Cap, ecstasy, that is honestly a sick design. Weirdest to dominate your deepest desires. And that actually sounds like an advertisement slogan. Like, good job. Pottery fragment. An aged clay pot fragment on which several figures are painted below a mountain. And there's the eye. Okay, so that is probably then the Eye of God, and that is Mount Obek. We have heard that before. Suspicious activity, mystery solved. So they did some dealings with things. The question becomes, why? Why does, like, normal people want to actually deal with these things? So there were people here that knew something. There were people here that understood something about what's going on. I mean, why else would we have symbolisms like that? We have not really... No, here is where we stopped. Another staff room. It would have been funny if it didn't open.
How did you get in here? Did you see those fucking things? What the fuck, man?
Who are you?
I'm Iblis. I worked here. Yes. I'm a file clerk.
Well, can you help us in your current condition?
Where is your book restoration department?
Huh? Book restoration? Yeah. We have a department for that. Basement. It's in the basement. That's where Locke works. I like him. He's a straight shooter, wearing that yellow jacket.
Where can I find Locke?
Oh, shit. We were running. I was running with Locke. Fuck. Away from those things. He fell near the cafeteria. Oh, I left him. I left him there and locked. I left him there and locked the door behind me. Here. Take the key if you think you can make it.
Have we found a cafeteria? I don't think we've seen one yet. Well, what are your great insights about all of this?
The pamphlet. The pamphlet said, come... Wait. Oh, that's it. Come experience the ecstasy of relief. What a joke.
Ecstasy is an interesting word here.
Whoever came up with that slogan should get fired. Enjoy our nightlife, our restaurants, our theaters, and our culture, it said. It's the fabulous Jahanian culture. Look at that culture now. Killing and raping their Palamas neighbors. People they've known all their lives. One day, they just got out of bed, broke into their homes as they slept, and chopped their neighbors' heads off. Preferably in front of their family, because, you know, they have to keep things classy. They would choose a new neighbor, and the cycle would continue. The new Leafian culture. And people wonder why I take this shit. The Pamp, whoever, look at that cult one day and then slip back into bed as if nothing had happened. That was the new normal. The next day, yeah. The next day, they felt all satisfied and shit. They would choose a new neighbor.
It's actually kind of interesting the way he says that. Could it be that there's... I mean, we know that there's something kind of potentially making people do all this in this world, which is actually potentially the real world from some of the things we heard from Tanya, but still, there could be certain, well, supernatural forces making people do these horrible things, and the way he says it really feels like nearly like a ritual or something. Like, I don't know, have you ever heard some of those sometimes stories, horror stories or whatnot, where there's like specific towns or regions that have like once a year they have like to ritualistic sacrifice someone or something like that. It feels a bit like that this is like a specific cycle brought upon by something. He also said, like, in the slogan it was like, come experience the ecstasy, and then he talks about them, well, they killed people and next day they are satisfied. So that could be that they actually have, like, once the ritual is complete, I'm gonna call it, that they actually have like a feeling of ecstasy, that it completely overwhelms them and now they're happy again. It reminds me of a book I once read where there was a story. It was a story about, well, mostly about demons, but one of the stops on the journey of the protagonist was a town where everyone was oh so super happy and calm and everything was like perfect and whatnot, and they talked about weird things, and then in one night it turns out like the entire town, all of them, they turn into demons and nearly kill one another. They let out all their frustrations, all their anger, anything they have in this one night, and it goes completely like batshit crazy. And then next day they're like, oh, we are super happy again, we're like great neighbors and whatnot. Yes, we absolutely tried to kill each other last night, but that's just how things are. That's just normal here. And that is the vibe that I'm getting from what he just said. That is why that really feels interesting to me, where I'm like, huh, this feels like it's more than just a little bit of like tension between two groups. This feels like there's something more here.
It's in all of us. I mean, it's as much in you as it is in me. Some call it the serpent.
Also the serpent. The serpent is associated with ecstasy, potentially. That would make this even more... like... yeah. That feels like it makes it more plausible that that is what he's actually describing to us.
Let me tell you this. All the rules, the laws, codes, and our civility, it's all put in place for one simple truth. To keep the serpent in check. To keep it tightly shackled, locked away at the back of our minds. This is the unspoken truth that no one ever tells you, but I'll let you know.
Maybe you're not so wrong.
Deep down, everyone shares this dark desire. We want to set the serpent free. The ecstasy of letting our emotions run free cannot compete with people's miserable, mundane lives. This is our actual state. Our true nature, all of us. We are made of pure, unhinged barbarity.
again, kind of goes into the direction that I just tried to describe. Yeah, like, I think I'm onto something with what's going on here.
Man, where did they go anyway? It was fine having them around, but where the fuck have they gone now? They were here. Then we locals started doing a bit of killing, a bit of raping, and then they ran off. That's not cool. It's when we needed them the most. What the hell, man? It was the first time Haitians saw people from different countries. That was sweet. Even though they were fucking useless. Speaking of them running away from Haiti, there's something behind that. I'm sure of it. Did you notice? Of course you did. You put two and two together, right? The minute they were gone, say it with me, the minute they were gone, the fucking creatures appeared. Fucking right they did. Coincidence? No fucking way.
Another coincidence, this is the second time we hear about the peacekeepers leaving. Atticus talked about that. Okay, I am tempted the next time I find an NPC to talk to in this place to just turn down the sound effects to 0. Like, it's great atmosphere to go through the place, but when you actually want to, like, think about these things and listen to them, that is distracting as hell.
I'm from a profoundly religious Sabaean family. There's a lot of us. Contrary to what any Palamish son of a bitch would have you believe, or any snobbish Sabinian for that matter. They make it sound like all Sabinians woke up one day, burnt all their sacred katas, and danced naked around the pagan pyre. May his eye protect us. Leith was filled with Sabinian churches. Lablina has even more. Of course, you don't hear about that. What you do hear, though, is how open-minded we are. The only open minds you can find in Leith are the cracked skulls of Palamist bastards. Brains spilled all over the streets. I might have split open a few myself. The stuff you can do with just the heel of your boots. What's there to say? I was okay with them. I was okay with them until I let the serpent take hold. Why? I have some family who live in Argola, right on the Jehanian border, in the Palamist village of Hetel. After Yankel's death, ethnic tension started brewing in Hetel. In the local school, they began segregating the Sabinian kids. My nephew had the misfortune of writing a love letter to a Palamist girl. That evening, the girl's dad beat my 14-year-old nephew so severely that to this day, he's still eating through a tube.
That is ridiculous overreaction, like Jeebus. I have no words to that.
Which ones? Palamists? Sabinians? Or do you mean the new ones creeping around all over the place? Wanna hear the wildest shit ever? The night they appeared, the creatures, right? Bloody New Year's Eve. I'm in my apartment. It hadn't been blown to pieces yet. I'm coming back down from my high. I pulled the curtain to get some air. On the street, I saw some Sabinian thugs, armed to the teeth. They had themselves some palamists, and they're fucking ecstatic. A man, probably the husband, was lying in the middle of the road. Next to him, the Sabinians were dropping cinder blocks on his wife's head. Repeatedly. And that's when it happened. It was as if time had slowed down or completely stopped. And then I felt it. Or more precisely, I felt nothing. All my feelings and emotions had gone. I never felt so at peace. My thoughts were so clear, so precise, uncompromised. Then, in a flash, the thugs and their palamist prey got engulfed in a weird, sphere-like, wobbly thing. And all my pain, sorrow, confusion, and hatred came crashing back.
For a moment, I thought that it actually was like the time loops actually manifest out of emotion and then take the emotions away. But apparently not.
I went back to bed and shot up again.
Well, well, at least you seem to be happy. Even though I'm not entirely sure if you should be. That is the same picture we saw in one of the houses in Jova. Well, parts of that was unpleasant to listen to. That I don't mean because of the artillery fire, making it hard to listen to it. Parts of that were very interesting. But it means we have to go down. I'm looking around now for a sign for a cafeteria. But so far we haven't found anything like that. Well, I was just about to say maybe we did. But it's from the other... That is the cafeteria. Is that guy is wearing yellow? Oh, we found Locke. He is not available at the moment. Also, I didn't look at this, but book restoration. Like, the game literally is like, hey, you want book restoration? This is where you get it. The game tells us. I did not go out here. Which is on the other side. Okay, we're actually just going completely different place. We can't... No, we need a... Wait, he gave us a key. Is this? Yes. Okay, good. Why did I... It's not the first time I do that. It doesn't make it better, I do it all the time. But I should, especially with enemies like these that we had from the beginning of the game, finally understand they do 2 attacks. Not just 1, 2. Note, keycode reminder. Scrap of paper with a written reminder for an office keycode found on the corpse of the book restorer Locke Ruhan. Restoration Office Code. Embry has the answer. Leave Foundation Lublina Alliance creation. Okay. So the year of Leaf was 537 and the Alliance was 4 something. I don't think we need to look this up right now, because we have the documents in our inventory, and he says it's for book restoration, so we're gonna use it when we get to a door that we need it for. Oh, this is a... I expected bad things to be in here, but no, this is a safe room of people.
I still don't see why we have to leave. 70 years I've lived in Leith. Always made it through, always survived. We're fine right where we are.
Have you looked outside? Sure.
Forgive my husband. He doesn't quite grasp the gravity of the situation. He still believes we live in the 60s in Yankel's Hadia. We must leave. For the future of our family. There is only death here.
Well, wish you good luck to get him to move, because being here definitely is not safe.
Agath was a well-respected local politician in Leith before the war. One of the few who genuinely tried to bridge the divide between Sabinian and Palamas communities. When she offered to help us leave the city, we couldn't refuse.
You're also part of the family.
Our neighbors tried to leave the city through official channels. I saw their bodies hanging from the overpass the next day.
You were also part of the city, and well, they're part of the family, not part of the city. Have I said part of the city more than once? God damn it.
I'm trying to get this poor family out of the city. They're Palamist. They're as good as dead if they stay here. Easier said than done with all the checkpoints. I was supposed to meet with Locke, book restorer here. Since the war began, he helped me forge documents for trapped citizens, but his office is locked up tight, and I see no trace of him. Maybe it was silly of me to come here with everything that's going on. These people put a lot of trust in me. I suppose I can try forging the documents myself. I have no idea how or where to start.
Well, lady, you don't have to worry, because we probably have the code. We just have to find it for a moment. No. 537 AD. And 734. I should write this down. That was 537, yep. So, and then what order was it? Leaf Foundation, Lublina Alliance creation. Leaf is 500, good. So it's 5, 3, 7, 7, 3, 4. Yeah! That went pretty well. Gospel of TR, an ancient leather-bound tome containing hundreds of handwritten pages. The cover is tattered and the spine bent, found in the book restorer's office as Leaf. Religious text codifying the creed and central tenets of the limbic cult. Ooh. Written by Francis Aldrich, circa 850. Highlighted. In the hollowed hills of Vissa, the faithful begin their ascent. Only with supreme conviction shall they hope to gain ingress into the great serpent's maw. Ecstasy awaits only those of unwavering devotion. Well, that's a serpent. Twin-headed serpent. A well-preserved metallic artifact shaped like a snake with two heads, found in the book restorer's office. Religious symbolism associated with the sacrament of the fallen and the limbic cult of Francis Aldrich. That does not look like the serpent key we need, but maybe it still is. Maybe on the back side.
I've spent the evening poring over the newest arrival from Hatham Abbey. Marvelous. Truly a spectacular piece. The binding, the leatherwork, the embroidery, just exquisite. The accompanying letter states that it originates from the mid-19th century.
Okay. Doopy 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 doop.
I've spent the evening poring over the newest arrival from Hatham Abbey. Marvelous. Truly a spectacular piece. The binding, the leatherwork, the embroidery, just exquisite.
Don't tell me these are... okay. Things to figure out, but that is so quiet now. Do not tell me that those are on sound effects. Please do not tell me.
I've spent the evening poring over the newest arrival from Hatham Abbey. Marvelous. Truly a spectacular piece. The binding, the leatherwork, the embroidery, just exquisite. The accompanying letter states that it originates from the mid-9th century. Truly amazing. By far the oldest project I've worked on. I can smell the 1,000 years of musty history wafting up from its pages. Delectable. I could hardly contain my excitement. I began working immediately. Upon the very first incision to the leather-bound cover, I made a startling discovery. A strange, narrow object folded into the fabric. It is clearly ancient. I doubt even the priests know of its existence. The enigmatic nature of this tome continues to astound me. I've set the relic aside for now. Once the restoration is complete, I'll endeavor to find out more.
Well, seems like it is. Flip me sideways. I wanted to turn this around. I want to see if its back fits into the weird serpent door we have in Vissa Hills, but right now it doesn't look like it. I want to wait for the next big boom, because I actually want to know how bad it is, with the sound turned up a bit more. Note, favors owed. A note with details on a secret exchange found at the book restoration office at the National Library Leaf. Lock. A few people here at the Ministry are starting to get suspicious. I had to move the drop location to Office 109. The code is 2703. You can pick it up anytime after 9 PM. As for the blank cards, same place as usual. Listen, this is the last time you and I are square. After this I'm out. If you had any sense, you'd stop this forging nonsense before you get yourself hanged. These people don't fuck around. That wasn't that loud. So...
I'm trying to get these maybe.
We need to give you your documents. We have a code. We need to find that room again. And there is another person that I haven't seen.
I'm scared. Why are we hiding in the library?
Okay, that didn't change. Which, now that I think about, means that one is probably ambient volume. I'm gonna take the sound effects down. Well, maybe not that much. But again, sound effects are not nice in this game. This game's sound mixture is really not that easy to deal with. I kinda really hate it. Okay, but yeah, we saw... I mean, we don't have this yet, no. I was like, maybe in the car, but no, that is for him. He wanted to figure out something about the thingamabob, the serpent, and that is why he... That is why he made a deal for information on the serpent. In exchange, he is forging these things. Well, probably IDs, travel passes, something like that. This just goes up to our, well, source of interesting info. Where was there? We had definitely like a place that we... Well, we had multiple, but some of them we also have opened already. This was a computer that was like, whatever. We have another computer. They are not all the same freaking noise, so it's kind of difficult to really understand, like, okay, is this really the bad one? Is this the thing that I should be, like, concerned about, how that actually sounds in a finished video, or what? It's not that easy. It is a computer. This needs a key. This needs a key code, but this is 6 digits. We have 4. This is not what we're here for. We're here for potentially a door. I do think I remember one. I just don't remember where. Well, I remember this one, but we already opened it, so this can't be it. This is one we can't reach, neither can we that. And then we're... No, that one is also on an... Inaccessible is the word I am looking for. No, okay. And we are back. There was down there was nothing there. Am I running around and going crazy? Maybe. It's just, yeah, I had to move it to locate to Office 109. That's... It doesn't say, like, in what part of the building it is. So I just have to look up and see where is... Wait a moment. Wasn't there one room that had... No, there was outside. Outside was a locked safe. I was like, maybe it's not actually a code for a door. Maybe it's something else. Well, I guess we're gonna cut to when I find it. Yay! Well, I just wanted to read this again to figure out if I missed something. Yes, I did. Basic reading comprehension. The first sentence. A few people here at the ministry. Here at the ministry. Meaning that is also probably where the office is, because I can't find it here. So we have to go there. Well, time to get back into the APC and visit another place in the same city.
Hey, I found additional information on the Serpent Mound mentioned in the Gospel of Tear.
Okay.
Let me know if you want more information on anything you find out there.
I mean, always.
Tanya, do you know anything about the Serpent's Maw mentioned in the book?
The two-headed snake artifact embedded in the Holy Book's cover remains a mystery. Let's face it, knowing Hadia and its old ruins, it probably opens something, right?
Yeah.
As for the Serpent's Maw, it's located in the Vissa Hills. I remember seeing a giant serpent head sticking out of the ground. The snake's body twists and turns all over the rocky ridges. You can see the snake's head from where we first met. It's due east. I'd start looking there.
Okay, that was what I wanted to do anyway, potentially. But that puts us in an interesting thing. Okay, we're gonna go to the ministry anyway. At some other time. Probably. So, the way now that we're doing that we're trying to figure out what really is going on with the serpent, do we do this first and then do this when we're going there anyway, when we try to find other things? I think I'm going to go with what I'm doing right now, which is going after the Keystone of Ecstasy, and we're going to do this. We have to backtrack anyway. We need to go to the other place. So let's just try that. So you say start there. Well, we can go down quicker. We know the waterfall. But I'm probably gonna cut to the serpent. Or not, because I have something to say. We have changed area. Yet, the enemies have not respawned. I mean, we did get rid of the time loop, but I expected that enemies respawning is just gonna be a thing, but apparently it is only as long as the time loop is there. Honestly, that's a bit weird. Because that also means, like, the materials we get from them to upgrade our weapons are limited to, like, we're gonna talk once this is over. What I wanted to say is the materials you get from killing enemies are kind of limited, because either you have the death penalty on and they respawn after death and you lose all the shards you got, or you, like me, have it off and they just don't respawn. So in both versions you can only kill them once and get their rewards once. But, as we've seen when we change area, they respawn. But if they don't respawn when the time loop is gone, that means this game might have a finite amount of like upgrade materials, which I just find very, very interesting as a design choice. That's a bit questionable. Follow the serpent to begin your ascension. The way will yield to the token of the serpent. Well, I kind of hoped something more. I remember that phrase. The only thing it really tells me is like, hope that we can insert the token. That we hope that we can open that door. Because I'm not entirely sure what we do otherwise. We don't have the keys we need in the mine. We don't have... Yeah, no. If the key doesn't fit, then... If the symbol doesn't fit, I guess then we're going to the other place. Then we can go to the ministry. I don't really have any other ideas right now, so... Either you work, which I find very questionable because you're not formed in the right way. Yeah, it doesn't fit here. What else can we do with that in this place? You know it already. I'm gonna cut it out and all, but I'm gonna look around a bit. Oh. I was looking for a door. Just to make clear where we are, we're at the ruins. At the start, there's the windmill, there is where the APC started, there is the big snake maw. And there was a treasure chest with a weird... Well... I don't know how you say that, but this fits here. Token of the Serpent! A handcrafted bronze token engraved with a serpent. Found in the ruins of Vissa Hills. A religious symbol denoting rank. Worn by initiates of the Limbic cult. How the hell do we know that? Why does the database know that? Well... Now we have something we can insert in the stone serpent door thingy. That was a bit more... Well... I remember that there's something I should check out, but I didn't go there. I was like, nah, let's go through the mines and see if there's something down there, and then I ended up there again. I was like, well, I wanted to go here anyway. But I could have had that so much easier. Oh, and we got it back, so we probably need it somewhere else. No. Didn't need to save. There was a save here, and oh my god. Okay. No matter if this was handmade or just existed like this, this looks cool, but also not necessarily super stable. Hello. Well, we're up in a new place. How does this work on an enemy that can't take damage? Well, it can't take damage, but it does reduce its limbic energy. So it will get stunned from it, I guess. And you can hit before you... Oh my god. Why? Game? Does that only work when they're like, and you can actually kill them with that? Because like I spammed the button, the game was like, nope, you do not get your critical attack. Continue your ascension through the serpent's coil. The way will yield to the token of the moon. Moon symbolism. We didn't have that before. What does that have to do with the serpent and potentially also ecstasy? Graffiti. Ali, mine entrance by the water tower, you idiot. And we have all the mices. We've seen them down there. Inside the mines. So this is a little hint as to how we get up that ladder. And oh god, that's a child. Key, mine. An old wrought iron key found on a corpse near ruined fort in Vissa Hills. And it has the pickaxe symbol on it that was on the mine doors. Another thing that I checked out before I just opened that treasure chest, so it is fresh in my mind that those doors have that symbol on them. I should really just sometimes. Ooh, I think I also know where this is. We've been over there, we just couldn't... maybe? No. I'm tempted to jump off there before, but we have places to go. We're gonna do some of this first. God, that looks so freaking... Oh no. Spiky, dangerous, very deadly. They scream at you, so yeah, most of the hazes, I haven't really noticed that before, but they all definitely are voicing specific sounds that are based on their limbic spheres. No, this is the one that we've seen. We've moved past here, we've seen this one. So the other side is something else. When I looked over there, I was somewhat confused, because I was like, no, that makes no sense. This is the wrong direction. Like, yeah, it is. Well, I don't have to actually... I can just be immune to you. How did that not count? That did, however. Then we can go in here. I mean, if we want to, we can probably... No, we cannot go up there. Well, I don't have to go up. That is not as much damage as I hoped. Kinda just don't want to be surprised by you later. Time Loop Guardian. So there are potentially multiple Time Loop Guardians per area. That is very interesting. Well, multiple Time Loop Guardians, yes, of course. No, I mean multiple time loops per area. Does not open from the side. God damn it. I don't want to be right about these things sometimes. Sometimes I just want to have it nice and easy. Would it be so difficult to just oblige game and... That is bright, glowing... What is that? Well, it's something new, definitely. We haven't been here. God, these things just charging at you. What is that? It's a flare. Okay, that is actually very comforting. Because that is something I can comprehend and understand. And did my drone just disable its light when the ability ended? That's a bit... That's weird. Not necessarily like a great way to code that. Honest opinion. Not happy about it. God damn it, okay. I wanted to be fancy, and I kind of partially did get hit for it. What it does damage, it doesn't interrupt them or anything, it's just damage. I don't know, the AoE abilities of Grief are so far feeling not as great as the Rage ones. I'm just gonna be honest. But it doesn't matter too much, we can just use it for now. Hello. Oh, I actually blocked that, even though that's like one of those attacks that just kind of explodes behind you sometimes. So maybe it was all in front of me and that's why I could block it? That was bad timing. This is how we get to the other side, to pick up nothing of super importance. Okay. God, these are big mines. Long, a lot of long, winding caverns. Cap, Grief. Interesting. We have a cap for ecstasy right now. Is that the place we just been? I think it is. I just want to take a quick look back to not just jump down there and be blocked off. Oh no, we're not blocked off at all. We were here, exactly. This is just... okay, it is literally the same place, everything is fine. Time loop that way. Well, that doesn't really help yet. This is one of the doors that didn't open. Okay. That's great. This is back at these two. But there wasn't anything, yeah, there isn't anything further in, so as much as this is a cool way back, it doesn't actually help us get anywhere. Unless, no. This was also a dead end if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm misremembering. That is a possibility. But I am not, no. Okay. So we went all this way for... a shortcut to a place that we don't really need to be at. I mean, it's just nice to see the connectivity, honest opinion. That is something this game has done really well so far, and of course so that we can go back and then discover these little tiny little side areas. Okay. But no, this game has been really good at like how interconnected all the areas are. It's done a fabulous job of putting everything together. Both inside the areas, but also overall. Okay, suppressors. Multiple. New place? We haven't been here before? Are we inside the serpent? No, we're back at the start. This is where we went in. And this is where we had to go down. Okay. Cool. Is there anything else? We had to jump down here. That is it. Okay. We're gonna cut to the other entrances of the mine where we have a key now. Actually, I don't have to cut. I could just use this wonderful thing, travel to the APC, because it is right around the corner. It's literally up here. We of course also have the side path that we still have to drop down to, but we have to insert the moon insignia, so we have to go back there anyway. I don't really mind taking this detour first. If this is a detour, I think this might lead us to something. And then we have this door that has the pickaxe symbol. Haha. And the mice. The mice, we're following the mice. God, they are weird to like gauge of how far away they are. This is just a weird, like I wanted to say spherical object, but they're not necessarily even spheres, they're just jumbled weird thingies. Pickaxe door. That's kinda interesting. We just opened the door and the game's like, more door. But also this place, so I'm gonna go this place first. Because maybe this is from some other area that we could have gotten to earlier in some way, shape or form. Oh, a camp, and probably no survivors. Okay, yeah, that does not get dropped. Interesting. Again. Didn't... Wow, that felt so janky, goodness gracious. But okay, big weird purple blobs from the weird green hazes. They're more cubes than blobs. Apparently you cannot block those. I am a little bit disappointed. We got a time loop guardian, that's something, and some basic stuff that I'm still not using enough to care about. But yeah, a bit disappointed that like the super range shield only works on like the basic ranged attacks. Is this where we came from? No, it is not. This might be back to the ruins. This has our guide, the mouse. Oh yes, this is how we go inside. Now what do we have here? Token of the Moon! A handcrafted bronze token engraved with a crescent moon found in the ruins of Visa Hills. Religious symbol denoting rank. Worn by priests of the Limbic cult. Okay, so I guess the moon is a higher rank than the serpent in the cult, but what does the moon necessarily have to do with the serpent? We don't have this one. Okay. More limbic rods that needs to be gathered. Added to the list. There was another way down here, which we're going to do first before we enter whatever the moon token opens. That was a dead end. But there was another door that I didn't go to. Again, why is there this other door? If this isn't even the way to go. That's just a weird choice of accessibility. Oh, because this is... I know where this is. Or at least I have a very good idea. It opens only from the other side. There's a ladder. That's another ladder down into one of the mine areas we were before. And there's another key. Well, another door that can be opened with the key. We're going to some ominous, glowing... Well, I wanted to call it a mine shaft, but I'm very sure that that isn't even wrong. Did you just heal? No, you summoned it back. Ow. I want to just stun you if I can. That is not happening. You are just regenerating. Okay. You seem to be stuck. This doesn't do anything to you. Well, it heals me completely. Well, this is a bit of a interesting predicament. Oh my god, the lock-on in this game? Well, okay, this is not the game's fault. This is... direct. I mean, it is the game's fault, yes, but it is not the game's fault directly that the lock-on is terrible in this moment. It is the game's fault that this thing bucked into the wall, then kind of now fell to its death, and this was janky. Not a fan. But it's the first time that it happens, and I hope it will be the only time. Limbic Rod, Grieve, V. Note, Cryptic Maxime. A note containing a mysterious maxim found on a corpse in the mines of Visa Hills. Watchers nest eternity, as the hours of the day slip by, as the months of the year pass, as the seasons turn, in the four corners of Hadia, our vigil endures. Limbic Door, Sinetra Hilltop. Oh, I have the key for that. I have the Limbic Rod for that now. Okay, once we go back to the APC and go to the next area, Remember, go there. What does this mean, though? I don't know, this looks like a fake wall. And this is a mine shaft we can't go down? That just glows. There's a wooden floor. Where does the glow come from? No, like, seriously, where does it come from? Spooky. Or just weirdly done. Huh. Okay, now that we have solved that, we can go to where we're supposed to go. Which is this way, up the ladder and insert the moon insignia. Well, actually I said I wanted to, once we go here again, I wanted to actually step over the edge, or rather the ledge, and actually figure out where this is going. Wait. I don't think I need to. I think that is going down into the direction of the other mine shaft, where we literally were a few moments ago. We were at that camp and met the people that are still there. Well, where does this serpent take us? Okay, it's in. There's something is growing in. So maybe this is. That makes me think it might be actually not natural. It's not like a magic thing, like people built this. Probably. Very weird either way. Oh god. Well... Game? Sometimes the jank is charming, sometimes it's a bit... well, just jank. But it worked out in the end, so everything is fine, everything is okay, even though that was a very not planned and great experience, kind of. Hello, how are you doing? How is the, like, seriously, how are you? Like, apparently you are completely fine with me being here in front of you. You seem to have... I mean, you were aggroed to me, but now, just because you're standing on this rock, you seem to be completely friendly. You still seem to be complete... Okay, if I hit you, are you gonna be mad at me? There's a part of me that wants to make a joke and be like, can I keep it and call it, like, in the... Okay, no, it broke out. I made this joke before. I freed you. This is how you repay me. By attacking me. And just as in that joke, I have to say, well, I technically attacked it first. Sure, to figure out if it actually is stuck and I wanted to unstuck it, but still, technically I attacked it first. So it has all the rights it wants to have that allows it to hit me. Okay, we have found a second time loop of this place and more serpent, big serpent. And also other interesting statues. Oh my lord, that is a distance. I just wanted to test it out, but holy Jesus. But yeah. As much as it is probably boring, I enjoy the rage abilities a bit more. What did I stun you when I do something that unstuns you? Ow! Since when can you do that? Okay, the camera on those execution moves is janky and kinda just weird. From head to head, so shall you complete your ascension. The way you will... Okay. All back to square one. From head to head, so shall you complete your ascension. The way will yield to the token of the palm. The palm of a hand. Yep. That's the symbol. This is the way into the serpent's mouth and down somewhere. Or not down. This seems to be curving up. Maybe we go up there to the ruins, to those towers and over the bridge? Limbic Rod, Ecstasy Z. We need it. Some of those. Limbic Chest, Visa Hills, 4. Is that the one that we just were at? I mean, I can just run back and check. Well, or for people who have paid more attention, no I cannot, because we dropped down. So that is something for later, and there's nothing I can do. Time loop. But first we have to look at you. I'd rather fight you and look at the statues. Is it free? It is free. Goodness gracious. You don't make this nicer or easier with that. It is open. Can we solve it though? We don't have a A-mine prison. It just looks like these higher tier ones cannot be solved by that. We need a different A-mine prison. Okay, so this is This is the church of the guy who founded this weird limbic order cult. And they made statues of the limbic entities. We saw something with, well, at the Abbey, that they literally sacrificed themselves to cause potentially a time loop. So they were willing to bring this calamity that we're trying to solve into this world. Why? Why would you want to do something like that? I'm guessing we will figure this out. Token of the palm. Handcrafted bronze token engraved with an open palm hand, found in the ruins of Vissa Hills. Ritter's symbol denoting rank, worn by High Priest of the Limbic Cult. Well, we don't have a key. 2 serpents. Well... maybe you're quieter. I turned the ambience down. I don't think we can deal with this. So I guess we'll just have to go in and die.
I found it! It's mine!
No, who says it, fucking little shit?
I found it!
Looks like I need to adjust the dosage. Start over.
Welp, I was correct. We can't. Also, what they found was looking like a cup, like a holy grail, potentially. And with this being a church made here for the limbic cult, I'm questioning if that is a symbol that will come back at some point. Will that maybe be important later? Maybe. Let's keep our eyes open for it. No, it goes down. Okay. That is the way upwards, though, that I was looking at and being like, oh, maybe we go up, but no, we can't go there. We go down. Candles! More statues! And an incredibly ominous air to this place. This was like an actual, like, church, like... seriously, this is an altar, this is where all the people sit and listen to the sermon. Like, you had like a full-on religion with this. How the... Are they part of the stone? Are they growing out of them? Did you make it like that, or did that happen over time? What the hell is happening here? A wretched tangle of lies the seven-irised one spins upon us. You are not his flock, and his eye casts but a hollow gaze. Let not his honeyed words ensnare your hearts. Abandon the false path and heed the call of ecstasy. Dance, O lost ones, dance in wild revelry, till the earth quakes and our two-headed Father wakes. For his is the throne of this world, and for his is the dominion over our hearts and soil alike. The seven-irised one. Do not have a concrete, like, factual idea who that is, but could that be Zephyrus? Clay vase, a delicate clay vase with a primitive depiction of a two-headed serpent. And the cult worshipping it. Well, probably more for Tanya to tell us lore. Always appreciated. now to the important thing. Letter, Land Grant. An old decaying parchment written by Queen Vigor offering a land grant to an upstart religious movement, found at a church ruined high in the Vissa Hills. 18th of June 857. To the esteemed Francis Aldrich, or Aldrich, one of those. I write to you this day in a bid to resolve the conflicts of the past. I prefer to settle the matter diplomatically, as civilized persons. I choose the path of mercy. In this my husband and I differ greatly. Be grateful that it is not he who writes this letter. Though I do not support your cause, you may consider me sympathetic to your plight. It was mere centuries ago that the Sabinian Reformation suffered comparable persecution during its humble beginnings. I will not abide similar bloodshed under my rule. I believe tolerance is the key to a united Hadia. I hereby bequeath unto you a territory in the north of Gehenna, known as the Plains of Mist. Here you will be free to conduct your rites of worship and develop your community however you see fit. In exchange, you and your followers are to remain within the territory's borders and away from the faithful communities of the kingdom. You will also provide a yearly tithe to the crown as restitution for this generous accommodation. The attendants accompanying this letter will assist you with the relevant details. Vigor Failer? Queen of Hadia. We have not heard that name before. Plains of Mist. New area discovered. Symbol of the two-headed snake. That's where we are going to probably then find it. Interesting. I don't, like, if you make a church like this definitely doesn't, I mean, all of these statues, again, I'm not sure if, like, were they carved? Were they, like, did they somehow happen? But, like, look at the big freaking serpent iconography on the wall. Someone painted that. You made like a stone altar here. I don't think these people were happy that the queen was just like, hey, like, I don't like want to like be mean to you, but can you please go over there and don't bother us? I mean, maybe they took it because if they were really left alone there, they could do whatever they wanted and that was enough for them. But still, for religious people, that might just not be sitting well with them to just be shooed off to a different place. Through our frail and wayward hearts, through the unchecked tempest of our sins, of passions they pass, like wraiths through unbarred windows into this forlorn land. Yet as they lay the path for his coming, so too do they bend us to our delirious repentance. Are you talking about the Hollow Walkers? Oh, we are upstairs above this. There's the moon one. Is there anything up here that we should look at? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. We have one little box to open. A mine prison. Theta. don't really know how to pronounce that in English. A prison that emits a constant hum, it is much heavier than it looks. I think that is the exact same thing though as the other one, just that it has a different signature. Okay, we can be stuck on rocks. We can close the time loop. Be right back. Unless we can... I mean, does going up there actually... No, we cannot. Be right back. And in we go.
I found it! It's mine!
No, who says it, fucking little shit?
They seem to be just normal people. They don't seem to be associated with any of the groups of people that we know. Bronze figurine. A small bronze figure with arms outstretched and holding a crystal-like object. Well, we can turn in a new time loop. And then we have a new place to look for.
Remember...
What's our status on time loops?
Good. You closed a few of them. I'm sure there are more out there.
Glyph. Masochistic delight enhanced. You revel in ecstatic pain as you willingly inflict damage upon yourself and share the blissful agony with all nearby limbic entities. I think we had this before. The damage was definitely not 2000. Glyph. Frightful ambush enhanced. This is the mine that I didn't use too often. But okay, also the damage is much higher than before. Knell of Waning Grief. Active relic. Grief abatement. Banish a manifestation of grief from whence it came. It's an insta-kill. It literally tells you that. 9-minute cooldown. Huh. That is... I mean... I'm not sure what to think of that. On one hand, I'm like, well, that, I mean, it's an insta-kill. That's like, yay. But like, for specific enemies, okay, cool. That it doesn't work on everything makes sense, but it's for one thing. How, like, the enemy density in this game is so high that I have to just question, like, is that worth it? Anyway, we have to go into the APC. And I'm just gonna keep that for next time, just to prevent me from having cutscenes play or whatnot. We're gonna do that next time. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day. Till next time.